Hey everyone, what's going on and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about Joe Biden hitting his uh, all-time highest lead in the polls for the 2020 presidential election against Donald Trump. So, as you might see, or as you should be seeing if you're watching the video correctly, there is an electoral map up on your screen, and it is of um, this is essentially what the electoral map would look like. And I even did margins. If the polls are right on the nationwide popular vote, Biden had by 9.3, and I ran a few simulations. This is what I got on LeanTossup. I ran simulations again. Where did I find it? Of course, I forgot where the simulator was. I'll find it, but oh, here you go. Here, I think you can do this. Download the results from all simulations, and then you get them, the simulations. But essentially, this is if Biden wins the electoral college by 9.3%, or the popular vote by 9.3%. And in fact, I think if he wins by 9.4 or by 9.6%, he'd actually end up winning Florida by a likely margin. So we're just gonna put Florida as likely, assuming that the polls are correct. So here's the simulator. Hopefully, it wants to load. So here it is, and this is the current electoral map. So we're going to run the simulator, and here, okay, I just ran it, and the popular vote is, we're going to run it again. The popular vote, it shows it up there, something like that. There we go. I think it should show the nationwide popular vote. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't want to show the nationwide popular vote, but usually it does. But essentially, coincidentally, this is actually the same electoral map, except some states are a little less red than others. But essentially, what you have is if the polls are correct, this is what the popular vote nationwide is going to look like in terms of the electoral college. Texas, Georgia, Ohio, Iowa, North Carolina, Florida, all going blue pretty easily. Florida being likely blue. That is really stunning. Nevada and Arizona basically being almost safe blue. Colorado and New Mexico being solidly safe. Same with Virginia, Montana, Utah, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi being competitive. Alaska being competitive. The Rust Belt not being as competitive as expected. So this is really good news for Joe Biden if the polls do hold, which they are. I think it'll go down to something like 8% or 9% by the election. I don't think Biden is going to hold a 10-point lead in the polls by the election. I just think that we're seeing kind of an interesting post-debate trend. But he's been surging. Since that debate, he was up 6.1%. That was the day before the debate. Now he's up to 9.6%. So people who were saying the debate was going to boost Trump, this debate actually was horrible for him, and it was expected that the debates are going to be what gets Trump all the momentum. Does not look like that's happening right now. So yeah, we're gonna analyze the polls. So again, I think the debate is important, but we also got to remember that we're closer to the election. Back in, I'm trying to find June and July. In July, Biden was ahead by 8.6. People were saying there's no way he can hold that by the election. Blah 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 blah. It's only July. Michael Dukakis had a he had the early polling lead. Yes, he did. But Joe Biden now has a bigger lead than he had all summer, even at his highest point, I think. Or no, actually, a little less than his highest point, but basically mirroring his highest point. And this is the middle of October. This is the home stretch of the election. Donald Trump, if this were any other election, I think we'd be saying Trump is done for. Now he's Donald Trump, and he's so unpredictable that we don't know whether he's done for or not, and he could very well come back and still insanely somehow win the election. But, still, if this were any other candidate, and mark my words, if Hillary Clinton was losing by this much in 2016, we'd all be saying she's done for. If Mitt Romney or Barack Obama, either of them, was losing by this much in 2016, we'd all be saying they were done for. And Trump has actually come close to in February. This was within the margin of error nationwide. In May, it was almost within the margin of error. In fact, Biden was actually starting to fall nationwide towards the middle of September, but he's come back and stronger than ever. And that's why I want to talk about how important this is. He doesn't need Texas. He can lose Texas. He can win Georgia. He can lose Georgia. He can lose Ohio. He can lose Iowa. He can lose Florida. He can lose North Carolina. He can lose Arizona. He can lose Nevada. I can go on, and I've given a bunch of states that are unlikely to go to Trump, including Nevada and Arizona, to Donald Trump, and Biden still wins the election. This is how bad of a spot this is how bad of a spot Donald Trump is in right now. There is literally no plausible path for him to get reelected unless we see a historic fail in polling data. Historic. And I'm not just saying 2016. The polls were 2% off in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and Minnesota, or not Minnesota because Clinton won Minnesota. And because they were, they were 2 points off in Michigan and Pennsylvania, and they were 5 points off in Wisconsin, and they were, Florida went to Trump. This isn't just like a minor shift in the polls where we give 3 points to Trump. No, he's literally losing. And let me pull up the 2016 polls nationwide. Does RCP want to come up? Look. Hillary Clinton, at this point in time, she never had this lead. In fact, Trump actually had a lead over her of 1% after the convention. Look at this. October, what is it? Now I'm forgetting what date it is. October, what is it, the 9th? The 8th? Yeah, it's October 8th. She was ahead by 4.6. She won the popular vote by 2.1. Joe Biden is ahead by 9.6. He is beating her by 5 points nationwide. He needs to outperform her by 1% nationwide, and he's hitting out of the park. So this is absolutely insane. I'm pretty shocked right now. I never thought that he'd hit nearly a 10% polling lead over Donald Trump. This is historic. This is bigger than Barack Obama ever held over John McCain, ever. And literally, look, 2008 polling data, RCP. Look, McCain versus Trump. You can see very clearly McCain actually had a decent lead in September. Look, October 8th. Obama was ahead by 5.6. Biden is outperforming Obama's historic landslide 2012 or 2008 win. And yes, Obama did skyrocket a bit, but even at his highest point, what was his highest point? What? Was it right here on November 3rd? He still was underperforming Biden. This is insane, and disregarding polls at this point is going to be very hard to do. So again, guys, thanks for watching this video. Can we smash 100 likes on this video? Let's show how strong we are. Smash 100 likes, and I'll see you all in the next one.